If you had told me 2 years ago that Jumanji Welcome to the Jungle was so good and so funny that 2 years later we'd be getting a sequel to it, I wouldn't have believed you. Going into Jumanji Next Level, I really did not know what to expect. I'm a massive fan of the first one, Welcome to the Jungle. I thought it was absolutely hilarious. But then going into this, I didn't know if it was going to be like a rinse or repeat the first one, just because they have all the exact same cast. And I'm not talking about like the main, like The Rock and all. I'm talking about the actual human characters in this. They kind of brought the exact same actors back, so it's the exact same people going back into the game. I was thinking, is this gonna be the same? Is it gonna be good? Which I didn't know what to expect. Just so I thought, I don't want this to be a rinse and repeat. I want this to be a completely fresh story, which I was very surprised that it was actually a very fresh story. It's not a rinse and repeat. There is elements that are kind of brought over from the first one, but a majority of it is a very new and fresh take. And by far the best part about this movie is the exact same way it was with the first one. Is Kevin Hart and Dwayne The Rock Johnson. They are just, if they're in a movie together, I want to see them. Just I think they're absolutely hilarious together, and I think they're funnier in this movie than they were in the first one, because I rewatched the first one the day of or the day before seeing this movie, and I just thought they were so much funnier. They were a lot funnier in this movie. I think the reason they're funnier is because they're not playing the same people they were in the first movie, especially because The Rock is playing Danny DeVito, and just the way he plays it, he kind of puts a voice on that it's not really Danny DeVito's voice. It's just the kind of the very loud and obnoxious voice that Danny DeVito would use. He kind of used that very well, and it does seem like in the first one it didn't seem like it was Spencer, the guy from the actual kid. It didn't feel like it was him in The Rock's body, but this felt very much like it was Danny DeVito inside The Rock's body, especially Danny Glover inside Kevin Hart's body. I like the way Kevin Hart decided to talk the same way that Danny Glover did, but within this movie, to make it feel very much like it is the same people. These are the only scenarios, even the first one and in this one, even all the other characters, it just doesn't feel like it's the actual people inside like our actual avatars' bodies. It's just, there's some people that I just like. Karen Gillan, I think she does a great job. Especially Jack Black does it as well. Karen Gillan, she does a good job, but it doesn't really feel like anything. Hank Karen Gillan is kind of the weakest link out of them all, because I forgot all about Jack Black, but he does a phenomenal job in this movie as well, especially because he's not playing, this is not a spoiler, it's in the trailer, he's not playing the teenage girl he was in the first one. He's playing the big black, I think it's an American footballer. He plays a big black jock, and he plays it very well, where this guy, he's all about, like you see outside the movie, he's massive, he's going to the gym all the time, and now he's turned into a small white chubby man, and he's just disappointed that he's in this body now. And Jack Black plays it so well, and you can tell that all three of them, they're having a great time playing someone completely different from who they actually are. Where Karen Gillan, I thought she was good, but she definitely was the weakest link out of everyone in this cast. When it comes to the action in this movie, it is an action comedy, so you got to talk about the action and the comedy. The action I thought was actually really interesting and really intriguing. I'm not really sure if I like the action more in this movie. I thought there was a lot of chase sequences, it's a bit repetitive when it's always chase sequences, especially in the first one. There's a lot of chase sequences, so the fact that we're going into more chase sequences, it was very repetitive. The jokes in this, a lot of them were very unique to this movie, where you couldn't really do them in any other type of movie. Like, there's some of them, a lot of them are kind of like Freaky Friday kind of things, where you got as I said, you get The Rock and Kevin Hart playing people who are not very similar to how they actually were in the first ones, or the actual actors. So that's why the comedy was very much there for them. But other than that, the comedy, there wasn't a very, I think the first one's a lot funnier, because I think this is kind of like, oh, we're back here again, where in the first one it's like, oh crap, where are we? And they're still trying to understand this, where in this one they think they know what they're doing, and they realize a bit sooner than like I thought they would have, that this is a different kind of story, so we don't actually know what we're going to do. So I enjoyed the fact that they didn't know what they're going to do, and it felt very fresh because of that. But I just thought the comedy was a lot better in the first movie. So when it comes to Jumanji Next Level, I did enjoy myself. I actually really enjoyed myself in this movie, which I wasn't really expecting to enjoy myself as much. But I think it's probably the weakest out of them all. I think it's not as rewatchable as the first one, as in Welcome to the Jungle. I thought the whole premise of that was so unique, and I just think that one's so rewatchable. It's only came out 2 years ago. I've seen it about 5, 6, 7 times now. And the first one, even though the story, it's completely different, as in the first one with Robin Williams, even though the story is completely different from this one and the Welcome to the Jungle, it's just having Robin Williams in that movie. It really like when I was rewatching that, it's kind of dull at first, but as soon as Robin Williams comes in, it's just like a big bright light comes on screen and it just doesn't go away for the rest of the movie. So he really does make that movie what it is. So this movie, it doesn't really have anything to make it stand out as much. Like it does have Danny DeVito, it has Danny Glover, but it just the first two here, these two have something that really make them stand out. Where I just think this movie, it can be, I think it will be one of those forgotten sequels. I don't really think it's going to be as remembered as positively as these two. Even though I had great fun with it and I did enjoy it, I just don't think it's going to last as long as these two have. But if you've seen the movie, let me know your thoughts on the movie down below. Click the subscribe button so you can see other movie reviews. I'm going to be doing a ranking of these two plus the new ones coming sometime this week. And as always, thanks for watching.